I welcome His Excellency, Ambassador Mr. Ammar Hijazi, to deliver his speech. Tafadol.
Thank you, Luqman, and I wish to extend my appreciation also to my Aqsa Foundation for its invitation and for taking the effort to organize this important meeting. My appreciation also goes to my co-participants, and I hope that we come out of this discussion with recommendations and with better understanding to where we stand today and what is the importance of this determination by the pre-trial chamber on the question of Palestine. I wish to first elaborate on Palestine's position in relation to this milestone, as has been expressed by our ambassador Walid Abu Ali, and how important this decision is for Palestine. This is certainly an important milestone on the long path towards justice and accountability in Palestine. What has been governing this situation for so long in Palestine is the lack of accountability and the absence of accountability to the crimes that have been committed on the land of the state of Palestine. But today, and with this decision, and what will be produced out of this decision, we believe that the path towards ending impunity and injustice, as well as marching toward justice and accountability, is possible, certainly with the help of many others around the world. Now, we all know that pre-trial chamber has rightly confirmed that the court has jurisdiction over the territory of the state of Palestine, comprising of the West Bank, including East Jerusalem and Gaza Strip. We know also that the situation, as I have expressed, has been marked by the lack of accountability and egregious crimes. So it is critical that the court has enforced its jurisdiction in this case by opening the door to holding the perpetrators of these crimes accountable. Moreover, it creates important deterrence of potential future crimes. We believe that this is already hanging over Israeli decision makers, and the decision has been heavily debated in Israel, and we see the concern that is already taking place. Therefore, it will act as a deterrence, and we hope that it will achieve that purpose. One other important factor, and in light of all the undue pressure that has been practiced on the court and all the bullying that took place, including the sanctions that has been enforced on the prosecutor in order not to hold or not to continue on pursuing this file by the Trump administration. We believe that it is critical that the court enforced its jurisdiction in this case, opening the door to holding the perpetrators of these crimes accountable. It certainly creates an important deterrence to potential future crimes. The pre-trial chamber and the court as a whole has displayed respect to their mandate and independence, commitment to the values and principles of criminal accountability as embodied by the Rome Statute, and courage in face of the unprecedented acts of outright hostility and intimidation. The court also, in spite of some member states taking a position that is hostile to Palestinian rights and attempts to politicize its work, the court has proven that its commitment to the rule of law and the values and principles of accountability outweigh all threats and coercive measures. Palestine will continue to work with the court on this issue, and we will be pushing forward for the prosecutor to open investigations. Now, the question that is being asked, what does this decision means? As we all know, that based on the decision of the pretrial chamber, the court can now swiftly proceed to investigating, prosecuting, and punishing any crime under its jurisdiction. These crimes include each and all of the war crimes and crimes against humanity that formed part of Palestine's referral, which were committed on the territory of the State of Palestine. In fact, the decision stated that as a matter of law, it has effectively open investigations. Palestine awaits for the official announcement from the prosecutor, and we're working towards ensuring that that announcement takes place soon. The investigation that will follow, and once the prosecutor open officially the investigations, will secure justice for the victims, certainly deter future crimes, criminal action, and underline the court's objective commitment to law and criminal accountability. In relation to the court's assertion of jurisdiction to crimes committed under occupation and by occupying power, they are consistent with the Palestinian people's recognized right to self-determination in the territory occupied by Israel in 1967. The decision again confirms to international law and internationally recognized territory of the State of Palestine. The court certainly did not establish the State of Palestine or did not grant Palestine recognition as a state. And this is important because, again, the title of our discussion today speaks about the impact of the ICC decision on recognizing the State of Palestine. What the court did in this decision is merely recognizing international law as it relates to Palestine and its people. The decision confirms that the view of international community on the right of Palestinian people to self-determination in the territory of the State of Palestine is not to be taken as a mere expression of political consideration. It reflects an objective legal state of affairs which has been acknowledged by a variety of legal and judicial bodies, not least being the highest judicial organ of the United Nations, the ICJ. So that's the importance of the court's decision, is that it aligned itself with international norms and it aligned itself with international law as it relates to the statehood of Palestine and Palestine's accession to the Rome Statute. Moving forward, the State of Palestine will continue to work with all state parties on the Rome Statutes on protecting and defending the integrity and independence of the court from all attempts at exerting undue influence and obstructing the work of the court. Palestine will continue to cooperate with the court and will exert all efforts to ensure that the work of the prosecutor is conducted independently and without obstruction. The State of Palestine will also continue to take all measures at its disposal to defend the inalienable rights of the Palestinian people to freedom and justice. We will not spare any effort in this regard to ensure that perpetrators of heinous crimes against our people are brought to account. We appreciate the efforts of our partners, but I have to state in this regard that the lack of statements to counter the attempts to politicize the work of the court by a group of countries, including Canada, Australia, and Germany, who had taken their recognition of the State of Palestine, which is a political statement, to to levels that deny Palestine right to seek justice at the level of the International Criminal Court and try to politicize the work of the court is certainly something that is not helpful. Therefore, it is important to have organizations like yours and others that have came forward and spoken in favor of Palestine, including in the amicuses that has been sent to the court and that has been forwarded on behalf of the Palestinian people to open investigation. Israel is certainly, and with it the United States, are trying to heavily politicize the work of the court in order to divert attention from a purely legal process and to bring it into the arena of politics, which is controversial and brings, gives edge for them to speak against the court. And those who speak that the court's decision is against peace, it is in fact that, we reiterate that without accountability and without justice, peace cannot be achieved, and therefore Palestine will continue to seek efforts at that level and more to ensure justice. We believe that the court should now move on to opening investigation as soon as possible, and we seek the assistance of all our partners in this regard. We also seek that member states who are also supporters of Palestine in so many other aspects and who are friends of Palestine continue to speak out against the politicization of the court, as well as welcome such decision, because we heard many countries criticizing the court's decision, but we didn't hear much on welcoming the court for upholding its integrity and for ensuring that justice is awarded to everyone and not to few. We believe also that the urgency of the situation, given the continued crimes of occupation on daily basis, requires that the court takes this matter urgently and starts acting very quickly by opening investigations and concluding these investigations and moving on to the trial phase. The need for Palestine to continue on, Palestine is continuing on working with the court, and we will continue to do that. We already have had several communications with the prosecutor requesting to know when investigations will open. And from what we heard, it's going to be soon. And we hope that it is very soon and it will not be held back. I don't want to go on. I hope that we engage in an interactive dialogue, and I'm happy to answer any questions asked. With that, allow me just to recognize the presence of Minister Assaf and to welcome him, and also to recognize the presence of Dr. Kofshi and His Excellency Qamaruddin Ja'far, Professor Rahmat Muhammad, and Mr. Israel, and to welcome them all. And looking forward to hear their inputs. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency.